Welcome students, welcome to BALAS accountancy special classes. Well, at the outset, I have a request. Kindly watch my just posted episode, BSc 011, BSc 011. Okay, BSc means BALAS accountancy class, number being 011. Wherein I have sufficiently explained the concepts and the technique of preparing a bank reconciliation statement. So I won't be giving that much explanation in this sum. I presume you have watched it. Then only you'll be more comfortable. Okay, fine. The sum what I want to take up today is question number 33, practical sum, page 15.38. DK Goel, Cbse edition number 2019. Okay, fine. I will be reading out each section of the question and simultaneously explaining the reason why the amount and how it comes this side or that side. Of course, particulars column, I have not filled it properly because at the concluding part of this video, I will be sharing the answer properly presented, the way it is expected of you in the exam, along with the question paper, for enabling those of you who could not manage the question paper to take it down. Okay, so let us start now one by one case. We have been given cash book balance overdraft 12,500 overdraft. So base book balance is cash book and it is an overdraft. I have shown that amount here. That's all. Okay. Next most important thing is we have to immediately decide my concerned book or the other book. Very easy. Base book being cash book, concerned book is pass book. This is the book upon which I'll be basing throughout the sum to determine my increasing or decreasing effect. Okay. So that I have written here. This is the way you show within a circle in the margin of your answer sheet you show, and focus on this one only throughout the sum. Okay, fine. Now, discrepancy number 1. Checks deposited but not recorded in cash book 2,000. Assumed balance 10,000 each, passbook and cash book before the discrepancy. I have not entered this check in the cash book. So after this transaction, the cash book balance is still 10,000 only. Our passbook has duly entered it. That's why they told, but not recorded in cash book. It's obvious it has been recorded in the passbook. Okay. So it has gone up to 12,000. And the effect is increasing effect because throughout the sum, I'll be basing on this passbook. This is the concerned book. This is the other book. This is the book upon which I need to base on the increasing effect or decreasing effect. So it balance is 12,000 here, 10,000 here. It has got an increasing effect here. Hence, I have shown this amount here, 2,000. In the plus side. Next one. Check received but not sent to bank, 1,500. Okay. Check received means if you want it to be shown like this, okay, again I will show. It's very easy only, in fact, but since you're beginners, better I explain to you the proper way. Check received but not sent to bank, 1,500. The moment I have received the check, I have recorded in the cash book and the balance has become 11,500. But it has not gone to the bank. Here it is still 10,000 only. Here it is still 10,000 only. Naturally, in the concerned book throughout the sum, it is a decreasing effect here. Hence, I have shown it here. Okay, fine. Next one. Credit side of bank column has been overcast. Overcast means over total. In simple way, you can take it. For that purpose, let us make a small cash book. I mean, how it was in the cash book. What happened in the cash book? Let's assume On a particular date, the total of the debit side in the cash book was 5,000 and total of the credit side was 3,000. Obviously, the balance has to be 2,000. But unfortunately, my accountant over totaled it to 3,060. That being the case, the balance will come down to 1,940. So there is a 60 rupees less in the cash book than is expected. That 60 rupees, or if you want still to be shown categorically, means, let me show it. In the cash book, there is an unnecessary showing less 60 rupees. So the balance here is 9,940. Okay. Here it is still 10,000 only. Actually, increasing effect. Hence, I am showing it here. Clear? This is the way the decreasing effect or increasing effect is determined. Now, let me take up the next case. Bank charges entered in passbook twice. That means bank charges is an payment in the cash book and the passbook. In normal case, minus 75 and minus 75. No problem. Okay. But unnecessarily, these people have reduced one more minus. Right? So as a result, the passbook stands reduced extra by 75 rupees. Very clear. No? I need not show that one. Very clear. Yes. Up to here, it is okay. Both sides same balance. But because of this wrong entry, passbook balance has come down by 75 rupees. So decreasing effect in the passbook. Always passbook only because that is the concerned book or the other book. Hence, I am showing it in the minus side. Okay. Next one. Bills receivable directly collected by the bank. What's the bill receivable? What's the bills payable? Extra. I need to make you very thorough when I will be taking up the chapter. Bills of exchange. Okay, this is just think it's an instrument like check, and the bankers directly collected and increased my balance. How much? 4,000. So assumed balance before the discrepancy 10,000 each. Throughout the sum, I am assuming like this. Okay. So 4,000. Bankers made it 14,000, whereas here it is still 10,000 only. Hence, there is an increasing effect in the passbook. Balance is more as compared to the base book. That's the way we determine increasing or decreasing effect. Nah? So 4,000. That's what I'm showing it here. Well, the next one is deposited checks dishonored by bank 1,700. Deposited check dishonored by bank. So bank dishonoring a check and accounting it means bank has reduced my balance. I was not aware of it. So only in the bank side it stands reduced by 1,700. Here it is same only. So decreasing effect. Or if you're so particular, it will be 8,300 here, where it is 10,000 here. The concerned book, it is decreasing effect. How much? 1,700. That I'm showing here. Okay. Next, electricity bill paid by bank as per instruction. That also same way only. 800 rupees is the matter. Bank reduced my account by 800. So it has come down to 9,200. I was not aware of this entry because I was patiently waiting for the bank statement to come, because every year it varies, right? Bank only affected it. So it was decreasing effect here. Hence, I am showing it here, 800 here. Next, checks issued but not presented for payment. It's a very predominant case in a bank reconciliation. How much? 5,400. Well, simple like that. The moment I issued a check, 5,400, the balance has come down to 4,600 in my cash book. Whereas the passbook, it is still 10,000 because banker has not seen the check. There it is increasing effect. How much? 5,400. That's what I have shown it here. Okay. And the last case, it is like this. Check deposited but not cleared. Exactly opposite of what happened just now. The moment I deposited the check in my cash book, I will add it 3,200. So it is 13,200. Okay. Whereas banker has not affected because it has not been cleared. Upon clearance only, bank will give me necessary credit. Right. So it is still 10,000 only. So in this book, it's a decreasing effect. Is it not? In the concerned book, the balance is 10,000, whereas in the base book, 13,200. Invariably on the concerned book, I decide it is less. Hence, I have shown it in the minus items. I hope every entry I explained to you satisfactorily. Right. Now total up. If you total up this side, it will come 11,460. If you total up this side, it will come 19,775. The minus side total is more. A difference of 8,350. That is your answer. That is obviously an overdraft. Okay. Because total of minus side 19,775 is more to the extent of 8,315 as compared with the total of plus items. So I am showing that 8,315 in my minus side as debit balance or overdraft as per passbook. Obviously, it has to be as per passbook because they are given me the base book as cash book means obviously what is expected of me to find out what's the balance as per the passbook. So passbook. My students, having understood this as overdraft, you can write at least overdraft as per passbook. But instead of debit, if you show credit means you may lose heavily. Okay, so don't make that mistake. Try to be thorough yourself with favorable and unfavorable balance in each book. Otherwise, having decided it as a case of overdraft, just indicate balance overdraft as per passbook. That's all. Thank you. Well, students, let me take up one more sum. Question number 21, page 15.34 of DK Goel, year of edition is 2019. Okay, as usual, I'll be reading out the each and every part of the question and will explain to you each amount and why the amount has come in the plus items or minus items like that. Okay. And of course, this as usual, I have not properly shown here. It will be shared later on. Fine. Question starts like this. On 31st March 2017, passbook showed a balance of rupees 25,000. Prepare a bank reconciliation statement from the following particulars. So we have been given a balance in the passbook, or passbook is the base book, and they are not shown us anywhere. It is an overdraft, no hint of it. So by default, it's a favorable balance. Hence, I am showing balance as per passbook, credit favorable 25,000 here. Discrepancy number 1. Checks of rupees 20,000 were deposited in bank on 27th March 2017, out of which checks of rupees 5,000 were cleared on 1st April 2017. Rest are not cleared. Well, keep it in mind, whatever happened as on 31st March 2017 only, we are going to consider. They said checks 5,000 were cleared on 1st April 2017. That hardly matters here. Practically, it is not cleared. And they say rest are not cleared. So overall, the entire 20,000 remains not cleared. It's a question of check deposited, not cleared. How will you assume before that? Which is the concerned book? Cash book. Why? because passbook is the base book given, consigned book is cash book, or the other book is cash book. This is the book on which I will be basing on everything to determine my increasing or decreasing effect. On which book based? Cash book based. Why? Because passbook is the given book in the question paper or the base book. Hence, the consigned book or the other book upon which we will be basing throughout the sum is the increasing effect or decreasing effect. And that book is cash book. So as usual, let's assume a favorable balance in both the books, 50,000 and 50,000 throughout the sum. Okay, it was there. And the discrepancy, we will link to this amount and see after this discrepancy whether in the consigned book, that is cash book, whether the balance has gone up or not. Now you may ask, why this 50,000? How you have determined? Well, an overview of the question, we will find that 50,000 will be a comfortable amount. You can take even 40,000 or 30,000, but don't take an inconvenient amount. Okay, fine. So 50,000 was there in the cash book as well as in the passbook before this discrepancy. Now, I have deposited 20,000 into the bank. I have entered it. Okay. Before the relevant item, 50,000 was there. I deposited 20,000. So my balance has gone up to 70,000. Whereas bank has said that not affected. Bank has not affected this credit at all. Hence, the balance remains 50,000 only. Obviously, an increasing effect because this side is more. I am showing it here. Okay. I'm showing that amount in the plus side, 20,000. Is it clear? Because I find we had a 50,000 each before this transaction, and after this transaction, 20,000 has gone up in the bank, whereas in the passbook, the amount has not gone up. And I need to base on my cash book being the consigned book. So it is an increasing effect in the cash book. Hence, the amount has been shown here. Next. On 28th March 2017, checks were issued amounting to rupees 15,000, out of which checks of rupees 3,000 were presented in March, rupees 4,000 on 2nd April, and rest were not presented. These are all, just carefully find that whatever presented in March only I need to count. How much is presented? 3,000. Out of 15,000, 3,000 were presented in March. 4,000 on 2nd April, hardly matters, and rest were not presented. So the question of only 3,000 having been presented, that means the balance 12,000 remain unpresented. Checks issued not presented to the extent of 12,000. I repeat, they said 3,000 were presented in March. And in other way, they said the balance is not presented in March. So to the extent of 12,000 remain unpresented in March. Checks issued not presented in March. So we can show it like this. I'm basing on my assumed favorable balance before the transaction in each book, a common balance as 50,000. And this is a question of 12,000 rupees. This 12,000 rupees, the moment I issued a check in my cash book, it has come down to 38,000. Whereas bank has not seen the check since it has not been presented. So 50,000 only. Certainly in the cash book is a decreasing effect, or as compared to the passbook, my cash book balance is down to the extent of 12,000. Hence, I am showing it here in the minus side. Okay, fine. Next one. Checks of rupees 10,000 were deposited in bank on March 2017, out of which checks of rupees 4,000 were cleared on 2nd April 2017, and rest are dishonored. Fine. So this also, see, 10,000 were deposited in March 2000, deposited in at the end of March, 28th March 2017, out of which checks of rupees 4,000 were cleared on 2nd April. Hardly matters for me. So it is very clear, checks of 4,000, a question of 4,000 rupees check deposited not cleared. Let us take that action first. The moment I deposit 4,000 rupees, cash book balance will go up to 54,000. Here, since the check is not cleared, bank will be showing only 50,000. Okay, right? Because this is the assumed amount, same amount in both the book before the transaction, right? That's the way we are dealing it. Before the transaction, both the books had a common favorable balance. That amount, this technique will be consistently following throughout the sum. Fine. After depositing a check to the extent of 4,000, bank balance has gone up to 54,000. Whereas, since the check has not been cleared by the bank, banker will still be storing 50,000, an increasing effect. Hence, I am showing it here. Fine. Next, they say rest are dishonored. What is the rest? That means 10,000 minus 4,000. That is 6,000 rupees. So 6,000 is a question of check deposited dishonored. The moment it is dishonored, see, at the time of after depositing originally, let us see, both the bank passbook balance as well as the cash book had the 50,000. Now, bank dishonoring means bank will reduce my balance. Dishonoring of a check means bank will immediately reduce my balance. How much? 6,000. Hence, the balance has come down to 44,000. Here, I was not aware of it. On the receipt of bank statement or during the course of the reconciliation only, it has come to my attention. As of now, I was not aware of it. Okay. So the 6,000 is a decreasing effect in the passbook and increasing effect in the cash book. And I have to base on my concern book, cash book, increasing effect. Hence, it is shown in the plus side. Okay. Next, item number 4. Interest on investment collected by bank does not appear in the cash book rupees 800. Interest on investment is a favorable thing. Bank will certainly credit my account, or in other words, bank will increase my balance. Whereas I was not aware of it. On going through the passbook, I came to know, yes, there is a credit against a particular investment. As of now, I have not accounted it. So this also, I'm showing that. Let's assume that, as usual, we had this 50,000 each favorable, one and the same balance in both the book. Okay. Now, what's the amount? 800. So 800 balances, bank has only given a credit and increased my book. I was not aware, right? So it's a decreasing effect. Why decreasing effect? Invariably, it is based on consent book. When they determine the consent book, till the end of the sum, I will be basing on the consent book to ascertain whether it is a decreasing balance or an increasing balance. So it is decreasing to the extent of 800. Because as compared to other book, this book is having a lower amount to the extent of 800 or decreasing amount, right? So hence it has come in the minus side. Okay. Next. A bill receivable of rupees 9,000 previously discounted from the bank was dishonored on 30th March 2017, but no intimation was received from the bank till 31st March. In other words, I was not aware that there has been dishonor of a bill receivable. Now you may ask again, what is this bill receivable? Dishonoring means what to do? These are all you will be very thorough when I will be teaching in due course the bill of exchange chapter. As of now, just take it granted. It is a check dishonored by the bank, and bank reduced my balance, whereas I was not aware. That's all. What's the amount? 9,000. Okay. So let us take this also here. Now, in fact, I'm sure without resorting to this one, you can fast imagine and decide it. Now, I do like that really. I don't write it anyway. Fraction of second strikes in my mind whether it is an increasing effect or decreasing effect. That you should also cultivate that ability. Okay, fine. So bank has reduced my balance by 9,000. Bank balance as of now, it is 41,000. Whereas I was not aware, my balance was 50,000 only. Hence, it's an increasing effect, is it not? As compared to other book, my concerned book, it's an increasing effect to the extent of 9,000 that I am showing here. Clear? Fine. A bank has debited rupees 1,500 and credited rupees 1,200 in our account. Let us take up one by one. Okay. Bank has debited rupees 1,500. Bank debited means, keep it in mind, bank will reduce my balance. Okay, these things should be absolutely clear to you. That's why a number of cash book was done, and at that time itself, I'd be telling you, cash book, it should be very thorough to you. Please refer my previous videos in respect of cash book and get yourself very thorough in case you have mastered it by this time, right? Just keep it in mind. In the cash book, when I debit, my balance go up. Cash book having an opposite relation with the passbook. Okay, so when I debit, bank is expected to credit and vice versa, right? Bank has debited means it is a question of unfavorable thing. When bank debit, in a situation where I am supposed to credit, when I credit means when my balance get decreased only, I credit. Is a cash book. That action has to be correspondingly shown by the bank as a debit. Okay, so keep it in mind. Bank debit means bank balance decreases. So bank balance has decreased by 1,500. That you should be very thorough. Debit in the passbook means balance get reduced, and credit means balance get increased in the passbook, whereas it is reversed in the cash book. Okay. So let's analyze this one here again. $1,500. Bank has reduced on account of a debit. It has come to 48,500. I was not aware. It was 50,000. So it has got an increasing effect as compared to other book to the extent of 1,500. I am showing it here. Okay, fine. Next one. And there is a credit. Credit means obviously bank balance will go up. Bank has shown a credit. They are showing 51,200. I was not aware of this credit. Credit given by the bank to the extent of 1,200. Hence, bank balance will go up. I already told you, debit by the bank makes the balance down. Credit by the bank makes the balance up. So there is a credit, balance has gone up. I was not aware of it. Hence, my balance was intact. It's 50,000. So there is a decreasing effect that I am showing it here. So we have dealt with all the cases of discrepancies. Now, as usual, total plus item, I find 65,500. Total of minus item, I find 14,000. The difference is 51,500. Since the plus item total is more to the extent of 51,500, it's a favorable balance, and I am showing it here against balance as per cash book or passbook. Obviously cash book, because when they have given passbook means my task is to find out what is the balance as per cash book and debit. That mistake don't make. Balance as per cash book, debit is the favorable thing. Again, you write favorable. Suppose you show credit and favorable, also don't think you will be protected. Either don't show, but show favorable. Okay, but it's better. Please be thorough about the debit and credit or the favorable and unfavorable of cash book as well as the passbook. So that's all. Well, I've done 2 sums today, and I'll be sharing it immediately. Please take a note of it. Thank you. See you soon. Well, students, as I told you already, I'm sharing now both the questions and the respective answers. Well, the first one, what we have discussed. Page number 15.38, question number 33, DK Goel. Okay. I'm pausing it a little bit to enable you to take it down. Passbook overdraft balance, rupees 8315 is the answer given. Okay. Now the respective answer. Okay. Now let us take up the next question. Well, it is like this. Answer is balance as per cash book, favorable 51,500. Let me take up the answer now. Well, this is the answer. This is the way answer is to be presented. While explaining, I shown you, rather I explained to you the concept only. Okay, why and how each amount comes, but it has to be eventually presented like this. Okay, student, thank you.